Hi, I'm Robin Campbell.
And I'm Matt Doyle.
And we're from UB40, and you're watching LifeMinute TV.
Reggae pop legends UB40 are celebrating their 45th anniversary with a summer tour and a new album, UB45, filled with new songs and reworked classics. We sat down with the band's co-founder, guitarist, and vocalist Robin Campbell and lead singer Matt Doyle to hear all about it. This is a Life Minute with UB40.
It's a celebration of 45 years of being UB40, which is... I still kind of pinch myself on a regular basis because I can't quite believe this is the life I've had, and I'm still living it. We play the classics, the ones that the fans expect to hear, the ones they've come to hear, but we also try and introduce a few new tracks off the new album, plus bring back a few maybe they haven't heard for a while. Basically just mix it up, but always have a good time, always have a party set so people are there to enjoy themselves and sing along and dance along.
It's the same electrifying show that the guys have always put on, and now we've got...
Electrifying.
Yeah, I like to use that word, electrifying. Brand new songs off the new album that a lot of people might not have heard before if they haven't picked up the album yet. So, it's exciting. It's good to see people's reactions when they hear these songs.
We are celebrating 45 years, which is why it's called UB45. Part of that celebration is the album. We wanted to do some new material with Matt, our new vocalist who's only been with us for 3 years. We've also got a new keyboard player. My son Matt is singing backing vocals with the band now as well. And we have rapper Gilly G with us. It's great doing new material, but we also wanted to show people how well Matt fits into our sound, and how good he sounds singing those old songs like Kingston Town and Red Red Wine, the songs that he grew up on. We thought it'd be a great idea to split the album in half and re-record some of those old classics. There's that half of the album and the other half of brand new material, which Matt has also contributed to with writing lyrics. My favourite track on the new album is a track called Home.
So when you tell me go back home, remember this is the only home I've ever known.
I really enjoy playing that, so I can't wait to play that live.
I'm really excited to play Home. I've always loved singing Kingston Town, even since I was a kid, so every time I get to sing that one, it brings back memories.
There is magic in Kingston Town.
Playing old classics like Kingston Town and Red Red Wine, and those songs kind of come into their own in a live situation because the audience responds to them so well.
Being in front of a crowd that size, being on a stage with guys that have been doing it for 45 years, it was pretty scary at first, but now I feel like I'm growing in confidence more and more, every time I step out on stage with the guys, and it's that confidence that they've really kind of driven into me and nourished, really. I had big shoes to fill, but, just from being on tour with the guys, when they took me and my previous band out on tour, I didn't realise I was learning for the future, but, watching what Duncan would do and how he'd get the crowd involved and things like that. And yeah, I'm just glad that they kind of, they chose me to fill the shoes, really.
He's now known as Matt Hollywood Doyle, because he came of age at the Hollywood Bowl. The last time we came to America, we believe that he came of age on that show because he turned into a consummate performer, walked out into the audience and serenaded everybody. Yeah, it was a major moment for him, and for us, of course.
My earliest memories of music is UB40 and just being sat in the back of my parents' car and just listening to a mixtape and that my mum or my dad might have thrown together, and 90% of it is UB40. And
he also comes from Birmingham. So,
yeah, I come from Birmingham. So
he grew up
in
the same musical scene that we did. The original 6 guys that put the band together, I've known all of them since they were 10, 11 years old, and some of them even younger. So we grew up listening to the same music. We grew up on the same streets. We talked about forming a band for years, and then reggae happened, and that's all we ever talked about was forming a reggae band. And then we saw Bob Marley play our hometown in Birmingham in 1978, and that was really the catalyst. That was the thing that made us decide, okay, we're going to stop talking about it and do it, and form a band. And that was what we did.
Red, red wine.
Well, I think everybody now knows that Red, Red Wine, it's a Neil Diamond song. When we recorded it, we had no idea it was a Neil Diamond song. So the two versions I knew were Jimmy James and Tony Tribe's version, an R&B version and a reggae version. And those were the two that I knew and the two that we were covering as far as I was concerned. But it wasn't until we'd finished the recording and for publishing reasons we found out that the owner of the song was Neil Diamond. That was the first time we knew about it, so it's kind of interesting. Can't Help Falling. We were asked to do that for a movie called Honeymoon in Vegas, starring Nicolas Cage. The soundtrack of the movie is all Elvis tunes. But in our usual style, we took so long to do it that when we delivered it to them, they said, "Oh, sorry, we finished the film now and we've done the production and we've used somebody else's version." And as it happened, they'd also asked Bono to do a version and they used his in the film. So the song then sat on the shelf for 6 months or so. And then another film got in touch and said that they would love to use it in their movie. And it was the Sharon Stone movie, Sliver. It got released, we put it on the next album, and again that one went to #1 all over the place, including America, you know, so complete surprise to us. We did know that that was an Elvis tune, obviously. I'm constantly amazed by how good the guys are in the band that I'm in. That constantly amazes me and constantly surprises me and infuses me all the time, you know. I find what my bandmates do inspiring.
One of the songs on the new album, Say Nothing.
When I call your name, say nothing. Just take my hand, say nothing.
That was inspired by Gilly, so it was written by Norman. Just one thing that he kept saying, say nothing, say nothing. And then it sparked an idea in Norman's head and he's written this incredible tune that's, you know, in my eyes, definitely one of the best on the album. So taking inspiration from, you know, the people around you, your bandmates, and just what's going on in the world really. Sometimes it's quite depressing, but sometimes it's good as well. You know, there's lots of good stuff happening in the world as well.
You know, I create on my own, I write lyrics, you know, and I might have a melody, but for me, it's when you bring something to the band and everybody else gets involved, and you can't be too precious about what you've done. You have to let it go and let the other guys do their thing with it, you know, and you have to trust in what they're going to do. The creative process is what makes the end result a UB40 tune, you know. Everybody loves music, but why and what they get from it is always different, you know. Some people, the lyrics are massively important. Other people don't care what the lyrics are, you know.
Yeah, some people delve into the lyrics, and you know, and some people just want to dance, and either way, it's great. You want songs to make you cry or make you laugh, or if you just want to have a party.
It's just the soundtrack to people's lives, and you know, as long as they're enjoying the music. In the end, when you come to a show, it's about having a good time. It's about dancing and singing and enjoying yourself. You know, audiences are pretty much the same wherever they are, especially for our music. You know, we hate sit-down venues. You know, and if it is a sit-down venue, we get people up. We pretty much have a singing, dancing audience wherever we are, and a loud audience that responds. You know, a responsive, loud, singing audience. That's what we want everywhere we go, and it's pretty much what we get.
Yeah.
We don't intend to slow down or stop, you know. We tour constantly. We are a touring band and have been since we started in the 80s. And every couple of years we make a record. So when we finish touring, we get in the studio and we work on new material. And as soon as we finish the album, we're back out on the road again, you know. And that's kind of the cycle that we've been doing for 45 years. It's what we love, you know. As I say, we still pinch ourselves that we've got this life, you know. It's an immensely privileged life that we lead. Not everybody gets to do what they love for a living, and we still do, you know.
Yeah, it just means everything to me. You know, I'm living my dream now. It's really beautiful, you know. Going to family parties and things like that, and people just coming over and saying congratulations, you know, we've seen how hard you've worked over the years, and you know, bouncing from job to job, trying to make a career out of music while trying to, you know, pay rent and things like that.
We'll do it for as long as possible, gathering new, young talent. Their enthusiasm rubs off on us and keeps us young, or feeling young. You know, it's something we love doing, and we don't have any plans to slow down at all, not immediately anyway. We intend to pop till we drop, so to speak.
To hear more of this interview, visit our podcast, LifeMinute TV, on iTunes and all streaming podcast platforms.